You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house. So right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me that never should've let me buy tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play dope shit mixed by Dr. Dre. Since I was a youth, I like COMPTON. Now I like the motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you, this is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 252. And before I introduce my very special guest of the night, let me just make some, just a few announcements. Yesterday, we attended the Unity meeting, conference, get-together. I'm not even sure exactly what to call it, but it was very, very encouraging. It was very motivating. It was hosted by Gil of American Cholo Podcast, and I want to give him a big shout-out for inviting me. We had many speakers there. Bozo was there, the Hood Santa, and I spoke, Gil spoke, and a couple of other people spoke. I believe you can go on his page and view the event that we had. We had a really, really good turnout, and I expected to see more people there, even though I believe the turnout was great. We all had a great time. It was a great time of fellowship, of motivation, of encouragement. So I'm very thankful that I attended, and hopefully we can do this maybe once a year or once every 6 months so that we can keep this unity, this respect for our gente moving forward. You know, we have a voice and we need to start using it. So once again, thank you, Gil, American Cholo, for having us all there. So thank you once again. And I also want to thank the pastor of the church, Victory Outreach, for allowing us to host it there. And everybody else that came up to me, took pictures with me and shook my hand. And it was all love. And it's a very humbling experience when people walk up to me and tell me I'm a fan, because you know what? I've always was raised to be humble and modest person. So when somebody approaches me like that, it's very, very humbling. So thank you. Other than that, once again, if you want to appear on Roadium Radio, continue to submit your music. I'll be checking emails tomorrow. Submit your music to roadiumradio@gmail.com. Once again, roadiumradio@gmail.com, and send your music. All I need is maybe about 3 songs, maybe about 3 videos if you have any, and a short bio. But I do require a short bio. So other than that, if I have any other announcements, I'll announce them before we go to break or after break or during the break. But without further ado, please allow me to introduce for part 2, the one and only Moses Cuevas. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good, brother. You know what, man? I'm glad you're here. I know we started off a little bit late. I know you were stuck in traffic, but you had prior engagement, so I understand.
Yeah, let me apologize to you and the audience and my people, too, that are tuning in to check me out. And again, I just want to apologize, you know. So.
It's all good, brother. You know what? As long as you're here, and as long as you're here safe, that's all that matters.
Yeah, right.
But you know what? Let me just share something with the people, just in case they want to check out your first interview. That was episode 159. So go to our page, check out episode 159. We are on episode 252 today. That was 93 episodes ago. You know, yeah, 93 episodes ago. So I want to thank you once again for being back here, for coming back. But you know what?
I appreciate you for having me, bro. And I see you doing your thing, and man, just keep grinding. And that's why it was a last minute thing, but hey, you know, I see you doing your thing, and I wouldn't be doing it just for anybody. You know?
Absolutely.
So
thank you, man.
Keep up the grind and keep up the great work, for sure.
Awesome, man. Thank you. You know what? First and foremost, today is Sunday, and I want to ask you, how has your weekend been going? Let's start from Friday.
Pretty good, man. Just I met a good friend, a good buddy, a workout partner now. He watches actually some of the videos, so we've been hanging out the last few days, just just talking about life and exercising, and actually me helping him out, helping each other out. So just to answer your question, just helping my brother out. I just recently met. Shout out to Matthew, man. He's in the building too. So it's been a blessing, man. The people you meet in life, in certain environments or situations which you wouldn't expect, So it's been a blessing. It's cool.
Yeah, man. Okay. Just to kind of give a little quick recap, because there's a lot of things that I want to ask you. I went back and I looked at our first interview and I was skimming through it. And just to kind of touch a little bit on who is Moses Cuevas. Say there's a person right now watching for the first time and he's barely getting to know you, possibly the first time he's seen you. Who is Moses Cuevas?
My name is Moses Cuevas. Mucho gusto. Nice to meet everybody. You guys that don't know me, I'm from Anaheim, California, but I grew up in the southeast of LA also. I was back and forth to Orange County. I grew up in group homes, the foster homes, the system. My family, we all come from a background of gangbanging, especially in the city of Los Angeles. Pretty much from being a baby born on heroin to being in juvenile hall. I've been through some things that I've made some mistakes, but now I'm on a positive path. I've been to prison, done all that, So now I'm on a different part and different journey now in life, which is just inspiring, motivating, and showing the people, no matter what age or color or what you look like, from making mistakes, there's still a chance, and there's still, there's still an opportunities, So just showing everybody from my experiences, you can still do something with your life. It's not over. You know. So
absolutely. Last time you had shared that how you grew up in different homes as a child, and you had shared that born on heroin. You had shared how your mom, I believe when she, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when she gave birth to you, they found heroin in her system. Yeah. If I'm correct. So did they take her away from you?
Yeah, I got taken away. You know, shout out to my mom. I love you, mom. Still shout out to my mom because we have a great relationship to this day. I forgive her for that. When we only get one mom, we only get one jefa. So, losing my dad, it kind of taught me to cherish all your family members, even if you got issues with them, man. It's all love still, man. And I love all my brothers and sisters, But yeah, man, I believe they took me away. Either I went with some family. I don't think I went with family. Ended up with a foster home, and then my family, I believe, tried to battle and get me back.
Right.
So
at that time, were you the only child?
Nah, it was my sister too, man. My sister Olivia, and I believe, I don't know where she went to. I was too young to even know. But who told me this is my mom. And I barely found this out recently. She's like, "Yeah, mijo, I had to get well to go to the hospital." And that's kind of how things pretty much started off for me. But I respect your honesty.
Yeah. I know the last time you were here, you were sharing with me that your father had just passed away. Rest in peace. Yeah, and you were sharing how growing up, how, if I'm correct, both parents were in and out of prison.
Yes, sir.
Having parents in and out of prison, do you ever remember, because once again, me being one of 10 children, it's hard for me to ever remember having spent quality time with either my mother or my father alone. Do you at all, at one point or another, remember spending any type of quality time as a child with your mother or with your father?
Nah, man. That's a really, really, really good question. I'm glad you asked that, man. So I got two memories, one of my mom and one of my dad. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. So the memory I got of my mom from when I was younger is, I remember, like, I was young, I ran into a kitchen, and she was in the kitchen with some dude, and they're over there, drinking and stuff. I remember going there and looking at my man. I told her something like, "Man, you can't be drinking." She's like, "Man, get out of here." That's the only memory I have of that. And then later on, she came in my life, kind of, because my aunt ended up dying, who was like my mom. She stepped in and tried to take me in. you know, but I really don't have too much memories at all with my mom. But as far as my dad was always incarcerated. He was always in prison. You know, rest in peace, my pops. I love you, man. And the only memory I have of him when I was younger is the county jail. My tita Esperanza, rest in peace. She took me, I believe me and my sister Olivia to the county jail. And I remember seeing my dad behind the glass. He was on the phone and he was tapping on the glass and he was smiling, you know, but he was trying to get my attention. That's the only, you know, clear,
wow.
you know, but
do you have a memorable, if any, and I'm just asking because I will ask you some recap questions that I asked you in the first interview, only for the people, once again, that are barely getting familiar with you now. Do you have a memorable Christmas that you can remember with your family?
Oof. As far as when I was a child, or
correct, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I would say with Rosemary. So I don't know if I ended up in a foster home. I believe I was in foster home, and I had one of my aunts who was like my tio. Her name was Rosemary. She ended up taking me in, brother, and took care of me and my sister. And I do remember we had a good Christmas or two.
Right.
But she ended up passing away. I ended up getting sent to another foster home. And my brother from Compton, shout out to my brother, ended up doing his part to, he went to court and all that for me, and ended up adopting me. You know, so I've always been fucking place to place, I guess you could say, you know. Yeah. But the Christmas, I've had a few Christmases. I can't say I haven't, you know.
I asked that because I think those are my most memorable moments with my family.
Right.
So now, as far as your sister, do you have any good childhood memories of your sister?
Yeah. Damn, that's digging deep. I love it. Yeah, if my sister's watching, I remember we used to coming back from walking from the store or from school, be me and her just walking, and she'll be out in her, let's go race. I'll race you home. And you know, every time we would race, she would always beat me. But I would start getting a little older and older, a little stronger and stronger, and I started getting a little faster and faster. So within the years passing by, she can't, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that's one good memory.
Okay. Do you ever, if you have any, or I don't know if your mom may have them, and I'm gonna ask this question because some of these questions pertain to me. For an example, do you still have, or do you have any elementary school pictures of yourself?
I do.
Okay. Whenever you look back at yourself, does anything go through your mind?
Yeah, man. Damn, like, how can you say? Well, the words I can use. Let's see. That kid, if I was talking to that kid, I would say he would need guidance and just love, man. That's all.
Would that be your message if you could speak to him right now?
Yeah, I would love him. I would give him a big hug and tell him I love you. You know, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why I asked that question is because many times the few pictures that I had when I was in elementary school, even though my mom always kept a smile on my face, I don't know why those pictures make me cry. They make me sad. Right. And that's probably because I don't have my parents here anymore, you know, and they did whatever they could for us. Right. And I look at the clothes that I was wearing, you know, secondhand, or my brother's shirt or whatever. You know, I remember I took a picture one time with a shirt that my mom made from a curtain. And I wore that shit to school, you know, and I look at that picture and I look at myself and it's, you know, so I asked that, you know, those type of questions. Now as far,
I love your questions, man, because I haven't been asked, and I want the people to get to know me a little bit better, because I feel at times I can be kind of misunderstood, you know?
Yeah.
And I want everybody to get to know me a little better, you know, because I do have a lot of layers to me, but I don't like opening it up. I'm going to be honest. I do have trust issues, you know, but I love the questions, though. Love the questions.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You know,
and I feel comfortable talking to you in a way, so you give that vibe, so.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, you know what? Well, one thing I will say is I'm not a very religious person, but before this interview, I actually did pray, so that that God would open doors and open hearts, because I know that there's people watching that need to hear stuff like this. They need to be blessed and they need to be encouraged.
I'm gonna be honest. I did too. I prayed too.
Okay,
this interview.
that's good.
Just to help, and a lot of the videos I put out, I don't know if you've seen any of them. I do pray that it helps somebody, and the feedback has been pretty good so far. So whether it's working out,
right,
you know, motivation, whatever it may be. So
how old were you the very first time you ever been incarcerated?
I would say 11, 12 years old.
And do you still remember what that was for?
Yeah, vandalism. For tagging on the wall a crew at the time, because I started at 11, 12, and I was just riding like a crew, you know, and the cops ended up pulling up on me, you know, and took me in. I remember that. Went to juvenile hall and all that. And I believe my first Sally, actually, he was in there for possession of a firearm from a homie from Santa Ana. Shout out to the homie, but yeah. That was my first time going to juvenile hall, and I was like, wow, it was I guess it was like a new chapter, you know, unfortunately, but hey.
Was that Los Padrinos that you went to?
And this is in Orange County, brother. Yeah,
okay.
in Orange County. Yeah.
12 years old, I went to Los Padrinos for breaking into a school.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much the same thing. You know, it was funny because I once shared that when I got in there, I ran into everybody that I didn't see at school, and I'm like, "Here's where you're
right.
at." You know,
yeah,
it's crazy because there were dudes in there that were looking at like years still, you know, and I was like, "Hey man, how did you in here for?" Because I'm looking at 3 years still, and I was like, "For reals?" And then I made the mistake of saying, "Yeah, I'll probably be out in a couple of weeks," and don't tell nobody that, man.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell nobody. But I didn't know this. I didn't know how that worked. But now let me ask you this. When I was in there, I talked to a guy that he was from my neighborhood, and we were talking. He was a little bit, maybe about a year older than me, and he told me this: "Don't trust no one. Don't trust no one in here." And I said, "Okay." And the reason why I bring this up because the same day that he told me this was the same day that I got a visit from my mother. He said, "There are no friends." That's what he told me. Don't trust no one in here. I said, "All right, cool." It was one ear, not the other. They call me to the chapel. My mom visits me, and I had already told her not to visit me. She visited me, she started talking to me, and then when she hugged me, she told me, "Antonio, no hay amigos. There are no friends." And I was like, almost like confirmation. They're like, now let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Are there friends?
Depends how you look at it, but I mean, if you want to, on some gangbanging shit, no. There may be one or two. But, you know, we all got lives at the end of the day. So if we go in for a murder or for assault or whatever it may be, you know, people, they may be there for a good year or 2, 3 years. But with time, they begin to fade. And that can be even including family, you know. So I believe there is no true friends. But then again, we can't even trust our own family at times. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say that I could count all my friends with one hand and have fingers left over.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
quick thing to add on to what you said. Like, I noticed that I'm getting a little older. My circle is getting smaller and smaller. Like, it's a trip, but it's maybe for my own better. You know, my own good.
No, it's very true. I'm 54 years old, and my circle evolves around 3.
Right.
That's about it. And one thing I learned that the older you get, the less you care. Not that, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
People may say things about you. Hey, you know what? Shrug it off. Keep going.
Yes, sir.
You know, people are going to hate. Shrug it off. Keep going.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've never met a hater that was doing better than me.
Right.
Hey, you know, haters don't hate on losers. They hate on you because you're winning.
Something right. Yeah.
You know, people that shine from within don't need the spotlight.
Yeah.
You know, so keep shining.
And I say this humbly, like, you know, I didn't for what I do, you know, because YouTube's where it started for me. It's like my bread and butter, you know. I'm known for doing the burpees and stuff and motivational things, you guys, for the people that don't know. But I didn't get into it for fame or money, you know. I just did. My first video was just to share my thoughts and also just to do a few pull-ups, you know. Right. And I never thought it would be what it has become, you know. So there has been times where I wanted to say fuck it, you know.
Right.
I don't want to do this no more, because I do like my life privately, because you do have to open up a little bit and show the certain things, but I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I stuck with it, and it's been a blessing. It's opened up doors I never even thought. For example, I went to my first movie premiere the other day. Excuse me, first movie premiere the other day. I never even thought I'd be acting. It's being in movies. Music videos or whatever it is. It's crazy. So it's been a cool experience so far.
How did that start with the acting thing?
Shout out to the homie, Mr. Homicide. He started on a movie, A Higher Power. Also had a few musical artists reach out and be in the background of the music video. So that was kind of a start too. Also, I gotta give a great shout out to the homie Scar. You had him on the other day. Yeah. That homie has put me on. And I can say that. So thank you to the homie, gracias. But he's shot me projects. Hey, do you want to be part of this and that? So. He's giving me the alley-oops, man. I just want to say thank you to him personally, Scar, man. So that's how I kind of got my foot in the door. Yeah.
Shout out to Scar. He opened up here. We took shots. He got a little buzz towards the end, but it's all good, man. We had a fun time. So if you guys haven't seen that, go check out that interview with Scar. Yeah. Now, how do you like acting, man? Can you see that in your future?
Possibly, yeah. It's hard to act. I mean, especially, what I'm saying, coming from a real world, but it's, what I like it though about Tony is it's challenging. Yeah. I like challenges. You gotta, know the script or whatever, and you gotta get into a character, or it's also like a mind thing. It's weird kind of, but I like it because it's different. It's out of my element, and I like learning new things. Even if I fail, it's okay. At least I tried,
At least you tried.
Yeah. So
I'd rather fail trying than than never trying at all. You know what I'm saying? At least I could say I tried. When I've learned the meaning of loser years ago, and it wasn't that you lost. It means that you never tried.
Right.
You're a loser because you never tried.
Right.
So I encourage people like yourself, if you've never worked out, because I get people all the time, man. Yeah. They told you work out 5 days a week, bros. Yeah. Every once in a while, I may just take a day off and say, like, you know what, I'll make it up on Saturday, or whatever. But like tomorrow's chest, Tuesday it's back, Wednesday is arms, Thursday is shoulders, and Friday is legs. Mm-hmm. One body part a day. Yeah. Now I know you have somewhat of a different type of workout because your type of workout is a lot more of endurance. Yeah. It's a lot more challenging in a sense. Yeah. But I could do pull-ups. I'm probably not good at burpees, but you know what? I'll tell you what, we can always try them.
Yeah.
But I like doing I had one push-up challenge here. I won't mention the guy's name, but we were both around the same age, and we both got on the ground and started banging them out. Yeah. All the way up and all the way down, all the way up and all the way down.
That's what I was thinking, man. You should come on my channel and get a workout in, man. I'm sure my people would love to get to meet you and get to see you, because I have a whole people from around the world that watch from all over. And can I give them a shout out?
Oh yeah.
I want to give them, because they are loyal fans. They are loyal, people, and they're from New Zealand, Ireland, Australia, from all over Africa. I apologize if I forgot you, but shout out to everybody, especially Europe, everywhere, Australia, everywhere, man. Whoever watches my YouTube, because I know they're some of them are diehards. So.
You ever trip out at somebody from the barrio?
Yeah.
Can touch people from different parts of the world.
That's what blows my mind. That's what, and that's why I feel I take what I do serious. It's a big responsibility. But, I also got my personal life too. So I do my best to keep it balanced. It's hard sometimes though, and I do got my bad days. I'm not perfect. Every now and then I do slip up, but I keep going no matter what. And shout out to the people. I love you guys that have been in my life, that have been patient with me and my vision. I love you guys, man, truly, and I have to get that off my chest.
Yeah, that's.
It's only to the people I really do care about.
Yeah. Well, now let me ask you this: for people that may be asking, as far as your workout, do you work out every day? Is it every other day? What's your routine as far as working out?
It's usually Monday through Saturday. On the 7th day, I usually rest. Sundays, I'm always switching it up. So lately, you said So my philosophy on exercising, Tony, is I love to do everything. I know you said that you see me doing endurance. So lately I've been training to do a lot of endurance because I believe there's a competition coming up in Big Bear. I don't know if you know the homeboy. His name is Vince Romo. Shout out to the homie. But there's going to be a competition going on in Big Bear. We're going to be competing up there. So I'm getting my wind and my cardio game. I want to make sure it's at an elite level.
Right.
And I got to, I want to get the prize. There's going to be prize.
That'll work, man. Can you announce what the prize is?
10 G's.
10 G's, hey. You can buy a lot of top ramens with that one.
Yeah, no, brother, but I've been doing a lot of running, especially in the mountains, and it's been very therapeutic, man, especially for the mind and soul.
It's beautiful out there, man.
Yeah, I don't work out just to work out. It's more than just working out. I do it for the mind and soul. It's a part of my life and therapy, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
Well, we're three-dimensional beings, body, soul, and spirit.
Yeah.
Body, soul, and spirit. Some people will say it differently, but to me, body, soul, and spirit. The soul, the mind, will, and the emotions, and obviously the spirit is who you are, and your body, of course. You only get one body, so you got to take care of it. And you know what's okay? Look, I'm going to say this, and I don't say this to try to put anybody down, but to encourage them. I run into guys that are my age or a little bit younger, and they look tore up, man. That's
facts. Let's be honest. Let's be.
And here's my thing. I don't say that to put anyone down or for them to, but I say that for them to look at themselves in the mirror and say, that's true, I need to change. Mm-hmm. It's true. I need to change because you know what? Like say that he's married. I'm doing it for my wife, or I'm doing it for my kids. Or what if somebody were to break into my house and I can't even defend them because I can't even get up off the couch? Right. So I say do it, not only for yourself first, but also for your family.
Yeah, and then a lot of people ask me, like, how do you do it, Moses? How do you find your motivation, this and that? Well, I want to say this, and this can go for all aspects in life. It's either, it comes down to this to me. It's either you want to live or do you want to die. Say smoking or drinking, one sip, one smoke, one puff. Let's just say every time you take that one puff or one drink, you're taking one day off your life. And it's either do you want to live or do you want to die? And for me, I want to live. I want to be here for a very long time. So best believe everything we put into our body, our temple, our system, it will affect us in a positive or a negative way, So best believe what we do today will affect us in the long term.
Yeah. One thing, and I'm not preaching against people that smoke, but
do what makes you happy, of course, but there's a balance to everything, Yeah. The same things applies for me. I'm no better, so
yeah. There was this a good guy that I know, been on for a long time, and he literally had to.
Hey, brother, I apologize.
No, go for it.
I got a present for you though. We got a present for you.
Oh, okay.
So when we come on the break, we got something for you.
All right.
And we would like to add it to your table, possibly.
Oh, okay. So. I thought it was a pre-workout or something.
Go ahead, though, bro.
No. Okay. No, but he had told me that. I guess he did his own reading, his own discovery, whatever, and how cigarettes literally takes years away from your life. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I'm thankful I never did. That doesn't make me better than anybody, just makes me a little different. But people that smoke cigarettes, you know what? You want to live a long life, you got to cut down on that a little bit. Because like how you said, it either affects you in a positive or negative way.
Yes, sir. And when I just say, I don't mean just beer, cigarettes. It can be anything. It can be candy. It can be overworking. It can be stress.
Yeah.
Don't run away from it either. We gotta face what we struggle with.
Stress will send you to an early grave.
It's a silent killer.
Yeah, it'll age you real quick. Facts. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're gonna come right back, and I got a couple of questions that I want to ask you, and I want you to dig deep and answer them for the people that want to know a little bit about Moses Cuevas. So, okay, everybody, once again, call somebody, text somebody, let them know that Moses Cuevas is in the building, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 252. And we're not going to waste any more time. We're just going to go ahead and jump right back into it with Moses Cuevas. My brother, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Just chilling, enjoying the night. I actually wanted to give you something, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that.
So me and the team right here, we noticed that you're a collector. So we brought you a little something. Hopefully you can add one of these guys to your table and stuff.
Okay.
Like a little meme. Got I believe Vegeta. But yeah, man, these are for you.
That'll work, man. That'll work. So for people that are watching, where are these guys originally from?
Maybe you know them. I'm not the collector, so.
Matthew, where are these originally from? Do you know?
You know what? One is Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
You know, it's my favorite anime. And then that's Rick from Rick and Morty, because I see like you like the space.
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars, I'm a fan too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to leave them right here. Is that cool?
For sure, man. I hope you like them, man.
Yeah, Alex, take down my name so the people can see him. Right here. Okay, we'll leave it right there, and then you bring up my name whenever you can. So just so people can kind of get an idea of these are my two new items to the table right here. So people always tell me, lose the toys. You know what I say? Unsubscribe.
There's collectors, bro. It's going to be worth money, man.
Yes. Okay, now, I want to talk about some things that I seen on your YouTube, okay? I was looking at it, and you do a lot of shorts. You know how you do those shorts?
Yes, sir.
On YouTube. For those of you that don't know what those are, those are almost like a story from like Instagram, but some could be 15 minutes or some could be a minute long, okay? And you did a poem. You read a poem about imperfection.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit about that? What did you mean by imperfection?
That's dope, bro. Thank you. See, imperfection, that's just a part of my past, me, my thoughts, my feelings, and also just experiences. And a lot of that is all real. All that is real. Everything I wrote in that poem is real. Everything I write in my poems is real. It's straight from the heart, you know. It's therapeutic for me. I love writing poetry, you know, and I love thinking poetically, you know, and learning. That's why I like studying different people from different walks of life, no matter who you are, you know, because I feel we're all unique and we all have something to give, you know, whether we see it or we don't, you know. But and I like going to different environments, different places. It's good for the mind. I know that's probably getting off track of your question.
No, go for it. Keep going, man. I'm driving off, you know. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll bring you back.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah. What was the question?
Imperfection, the poem.
Oh, yeah.
What inspired that? You said you like meeting different people.
I've been actually Kendrick Lamar. He dropped something, The Heart Part 5.
Okay.
And just hearing his lyrics, it kind of inspired me, man. Because before that, I've been wanting to write. I love writing poems, you know, poetry. I love every now and then releasing my thoughts and feelings on a pen and paper. I used to do it in prison while I was incarcerated too, you know, so it helped. But I heard Kendrick's new stuff, the Heart, and I'm like, man, I gotta get back on and write something, you know. And boom, I wrote that in about, honestly, in a day. I kept going back to it, fixing things here and there. It was a process, but it was well worth it. And as far as the video part, I wanted to nail it because I know you only get one shot, you know. So I'm gonna keep it real. I try to few times. I want it to at least sound at least decent, you know. And it's my work. You gotta take your work and your craft, your art serious. And yeah, man, it's a part of me, you know. So I want to do it justice.
Okay. But why the name Imperfection?
Because I'm not perfect.
Okay.
And I want to show you guys my flaws. I want you guys to know. I want you guys to see my scars.
Yeah.
I want you guys to know what I struggle with, but you know what? I keep going though. You know, I keep fighting. So that's the whole point. You know, we're all in this together. You know, and you know, to me, there's already enough negativity in this world. Why add on to it? You know, I got my own personal problems. You know, that's why I just stay in my own lane, my own business, and you know, execute whatever goals and visions I have to the best of my ability. You know, so.
Okay. And you wrote that then?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I write my poems. Yeah,
okay.
man. I know you do music too, man.
Yeah. I was just wondering. I was like, that's actually pretty damn good.
I really wanted to start it off differently, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it might be too explicit. How do you say it?
Explicit.
Yeah, I wish I could say it, but are we allowed to cuss on here?
You can say whatever you want.
So well, it starts off imperfection harder than an erection. I grew up with booger fingers and bloody noses, you know.
Right. Okay. If they want to listen to it, they can listen to it.
Yeah,
on
go
you.
to my it's a poem I wrote. Why'd you ask about it though? You seen it and stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I liked it. That's why I brought it
All
up.
right, cool.
What's your YouTube page?
My YouTube is Moses Cuevas, you guys. Cuevas Monde, Moses Monde. Moses Cuevas, Cuevas _ Moses. I mean, that's all social media platforms.
Yep. Okay, and then you have another one that says "Stay away from gossip and drama" poem.
That wasn't a poem. That was actually a book I read, and actually I wanted to bring that book today. Okay. It's called Positive Vibes, Positive Life by Vax King. It's a book I've been reading. I highly recommend it to everybody that is a book reader. It talks about just different things and ways on dealing with life, you know. It's a very interesting book. So that I read coming from that book. I wanted to bring it today to show it actually, but maybe next time.
Okay.
You know?
And you said it's called what again, the book?
Positive Vibes, Positive Life by Vax King, I believe.
Okay. And so you guys can check that out. He actually read from the book on his YouTube. Everything that I'm taking here, I took off of his YouTube. Okay. And then one of them, you say, fight for your dreams and goals, motivation. You kind of are speaking, and you say, fight for your dreams, fight for your goals, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
What is your message with that? I know it's pretty much self-explanatory when you say fight for your dreams and goals. It just says you had to put hashtag motivation.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably just either some thoughts or you know, it's me speaking from the heart, you know, and that's all that really is. Everything I get, I study the greats, you know, and also I believe like someone once said, you know, the best teacher in life is through our own experiences. So a lot of stuff I'm speaking on is from my experiences and, you know, the stuff I'm going through to this day. But I'm hungry. I want to learn, and if I can teach and help the younger generation or older, then why not, you know? Because I want to learn. You know, I'm not ashamed to admit that. And I think education's cool.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
To me, that's gangster, you know, taking care of responsibility, education, you know, college and all that. Even if it don't work out, oh well, you know, keep going.
You tried. Yeah. Okay. And another one, I saw you doing this. So not only do you take care of your body, but you're talking about your intake on what you were eating. And you actually have a video where you made beet juice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Robbie. It was his idea. But yeah, that was one time. That was actually my first time trying the beet juice. Have you ever tried it?
Of course. I love it.
It was actually pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I tried it and it was pretty decent.
The color is like rich. It's like, you don't know if it's purple or reddish or whatever, but I love beets, man. And
my brother told me too, he's like, watch, mañana you're going to be pooping out the same color. I'm like, yeah, right. he wasn't lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? But as long as it tasted good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And I heard it's really good for you.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, this is one thing that we're not trying to get too religious on people, but you actually read Proverbs 11.
Yes, sir.
Do you consider yourself a man of faith?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a religious man?
I won't say religious, but I got a relationship with God. You know, I'm a believer in God, and I do have I'll say my own relationship, you know. And yeah.
Why out of Proverbs? What was it about the 11th chapter of Proverbs that made you, let me go ahead and read this and share it with the world?
So when I was younger, when I was in juvenile hall and camps,
yeah,
Joplin, you got YGC, all them other in Orange County. I would read the Bible every now and then, and yeah, man, Proverbs. Someone taught me along the way, hey, what's the proverb of the day? I'm like, what do you mean? So he explained to me, I believe there's 30 chapters or 31 chapters of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs in the Bible, I believe, is like wisdom, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, man, did you read the proverb of the day? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, well, today is the 11th, so go to the book of Proverbs, read chapter 11. That's the proverb of the day. And so that day, I believe it was 11th, and I read Proverbs 11. Usually I do that I do my best to do on a daily basis, because I'm not gonna sit here and say every day I do, because that's a lie. But every now and then, when I get my chance, I buckle down and either Proverbs or different. I just open up different, because there's many different stories,
Right.
And yeah, sometimes I'll just be back and forth,
Being incarcerated, are you guys given, how would you say, given the freedom to either read the Bible or the Quran?
I believe so. It's totally up to you.
Okay. Have you ever read or studied the Quran at all?
No.
Okay.
Have you?
Yes. I actually,
Really?
I have the Quran here.
How's that? Like,
Well,
if you can give me in a nutshell, like.
I'll just say that I really didn't get anything out of it. I'll be honest with you. And I tried.
Right.
I tried. Because there's one thing that, and no disrespect to my Muslim friends, okay? But there is one thing that is called progressive revelation. This is what this means. And I know because I studied biblical prophecy. That's like my cup of tea. And it might throw people off that I say that.
Nah.
But
and
I
if
love,
anything, that's interesting, intriguing to me.
I love biblical prophecy. And let me tell you something.
That tells me something about you, that it says something about you. That's in a good way.
I believe that the book of Revelation is still in the future, in the Bible.
Right.
It's still in the future. Most people that are preterists, which is the Greek word that means the past, they believe that the book of Revelations has already passed. It's already taken place.
Okay.
And those spiritualized scriptures, and I don't really have time to explain what spiritualizing scriptures is. Like, for an example, the mark of the beast, they'll say, it happened during the time of the Germans and the Jews. They marked them with a number, and the Antichrist, well, it's just a figure like Hitler.
Right.
Well, there's a problem with that, because in the book of Revelations, it talks about that this is going to be a global event. That was just between Germans and the Jews and Hitler. This is going to be a global event. I do believe that there is going to be an antichrist or anti-messiah or whatnot. Yeah. But I don't want people to think that they're watching TBN right now. So let me just change it up a little bit. So anyways, as far as the Quran, there's something called progressive revelation, that it's almost like, imagine if you have the old, in a nutshell, if you have the Old Testament and the New Testament. In the Quran, early on in some of the books, actually Allah says to love the Jews. It says to love everyone. Right. And then towards the end, it changes. Kill the people of the book. And
really?
Yes. And so I've asked my Muslim friends, ask progressive revelation. God told us, this, but it changed to this. And I'm like, to me, that's not consistent, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I'm not sure.
That's the first time I heard that, though, too,
yes.
about the book. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I read it. I actually have a couple of copies here. And, but like I said, since this is not an Islamic study or podcast, I just wanted to touch on that. And believe me, my Islamic friends know that they can call me and we could talk.
It's all love.
Yeah,
it's all love.
I just need to make that clear. Okay, so Proverbs 11. And then you had another one where you pretty much are running, and there's this, you're washing your face in like in a little lake or somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, God is great, but that was a Kobe quote.
Yeah. Say it, brother.
No, well, pretty much Kobe's talking about carrying the cross.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And
he said, what did he say? God is great.
God is great.
Pretty much God is great. God is great. It's one of those. That video right there, that's, I believe I'm just a messenger. I believe we're only going to be here for a certain amount of time, you guys. What I do, I believe is bigger than me.
Yeah.
Tony, I feel I've been given this responsibility for a reason, brother. So I feel I need to use it for the right reasons.
Absolutely.
And it's a big responsibility, but yes. I'm willing to take on the challenge, to represent for us, the younger cats, the younger generation. But you gotta just keep going no matter what,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that was a quote from Kobe Bryant when he was being asked about it, I guess his relationship with God, and he goes ahead and proclaims his faith there. So you guys can actually look that up, and you can actually see the video where Kobe Bryant actually proclaims his faith in Christ. But okay, so now, and then it's let me see.
Deep question though. That was definitely I really like that video.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have another one where you're reading Psalms of the Day, and then you put hashtag wisdom. The reason why I'm asking you this is because I'm going to be on 100 with you. Say that a person off the street sees you and sees all of this. The world's always going to judge this, okay? But when you begin to speak, you begin to share what's in your heart. Then that's where people get to see the real you, and then all of this, in a sense, disappears.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
It's an illusion.
Yes. So now they look at your YouTube and they see you, you know, not only reading about wisdom, but you're reading about Psalms now. Psalms really meaning the songs, okay? But you were reading the Psalm of the Day.
I feel like, to add on what you're saying, like our skin, our body, like this is just like a layer, you know? And I feel our soul, our core, is really who, our spirit is who we are, you know?
It's who you are. Yeah.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you were reading Psalms. You were reading wisdom. You actually hashtagged wisdom. Now, as far as Psalms is concerned, do you read Psalms a lot?
I do. So usually, that's cool. So usually, to go back to reading a proverb of the day. So 9 times out of 10, usually when I'm reading the proverb of the day, I'll do the same thing with the book of Psalms. Same thing. So I'll read, say it's the 12th. I'll read Proverbs chapter 12, and then I'll jump over to Psalms chapter 12. Whether it makes sense or it don't, I still read it, you know, look at it, and that's usually how I do it.
Right.
So I'll do the Psalms of the day also, just like the Proverbs.
Wow.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because when I first started reading Psalms, I was in my 20s. And I read the Bible, like, believe it or not, just out of curiosity because it was given to me, but to look at it more from a history book than an actual religious book.
I agree.
Okay, so as I started,
there's many different things you can learn from it.
Yes.
I think.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. And if people ask me, what's your secret? Because ever since I started this podcast, not only have I gotten a chance to meet people like yourself, to be able to learn from, because I'm not one of these people that believe in the older, the wiser. Just because I'm 54 years old and I'm older than you, I know more than you. I've never believed that. So I know that I can learn from you. So when I
think that's why we're able to get along.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you're open-minded and I'm open. Now I'm open-minded, Tony. Before I was like an ignorant, prideful, mad kid, you know? But now I believe in being open with anybody you meet or wherever you're at in life, you know? Yeah,
you know, and I'll tell you what.
It's a good trait to have, I think.
Yes. When I started reading this, to be honest with you, the way I used to think when I was younger started falling off. All of that started falling off when I began to read, you know, and it really, really helped me. How would you say? How to think straight, how to clear my mind.
Right.
You know, how to, when you go through trials and tribulations, how you can have peace in the midst of all that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm not telling people, and I'm not trying to sell religion to anyone, but I'm just sharing how I received my peace. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to think, well, you know what, you're just saying that, and you're just. I'm not. Look, I don't sell Bibles, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not a pastor, and I don't even go to church.
Right. Me
okay.
neither.
So
sometimes, but not all the time.
So believe me, I'm not trying to sell you holy water from the Sea of Galilee. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm just drinking Red Bull right here, big dog. But anyways, I like reading, bro, and I encourage people to read Proverbs, Psalms, and pretty much the entire Bible will work for me.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
knowledge is power, you guys. Pick up a book, any book, and then you keep going from there. But keep in mind what we read, or what we listen to. It goes to our mind and it affects us, so definitely be careful of what you feed your mind, body, and soul.
Absolutely. And you know what? Now, I don't know why I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it. I read this quote that said that intelligence will never, ever stop being beautiful. Okay? Women are attracted to intelligent men. Okay? Women are attracted to intelligent men. And I'm going to say it this way, and people can laugh. No girl wants to go out with a good-looking dumbass.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. So, yeah. So I
And
educate.
you're right. Women do love. I mean, I don't.
Some of them do. Well, I have to
Yeah.
rewind. Some of them do, but
I guess whatever. Yeah, whatever. Whatever floats the boat. Whatever makes somebody happy. I guess.
you know, and like I'm gonna give you an example. And I'm gonna brag about my boy right here. Okay, this guy can take apart an engine and put it back together. I can't do that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to check my damn oil. Okay, but everybody's gifted in different
Right.
areas of their lives, bro. Like, you know what? You could be gifted on something that I'm like, I don't know anything about that,
Vice
bro.
versa, right?
You know.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want people to feel well, like I just fix cars. How am I? No, bro. You were called to do that, you know. And he still comes over here and works Roadium Radio. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you guys got if you found your calling or your passion or your purpose, stick with it. If it's
Yeah.
something you enjoy and love to do, man, cherish that. And if you don't love what you're doing, it does. You know, there's always new opportunities, man. Don't get discouraged if you lose something or if you fail. You know, there's always a lesson out of there's a blessing out of a lesson. You know.
yeah. Listen,
So-
if you fall, get back up.
Yes, sir.
Get back up. Honestly, there's gonna be people trying to throw dirt on you while you're on the ground. Get back up. And let me tell you something. One thing I know about myself, and I know I could probably say the same thing about you. Okay, I'm a winner, and you're a winner.
Yes, sir. We champions.
Yeah, that's it. And we got to keep it going. And I want to encourage and inspire others to continue to have that same mentality.
Yeah.
You know. So, okay, moving on. This one, I like this one. You spoke on it. Be different, and it's motivation.
Yeah.
Be different. Now, let me read something that goes along with what you said, because I want you to elaborate a little bit on what do you mean by being different?
Be different. Don't be like the rest of the herd. Don't be like the rest of the sheep. Be, you know, they say don't be the sheep to wander off, but man, I feel like it's like a baby bird leaving the nest. Sometimes it has to jump and take that leap in order to learn how to fly. You know, so I do believe in taking risk, but smart risk. I do believe in being yourself, being original, and be honest, not only with yourself, but with the people you interact with, you know, and be a leader, not a follower. Be a leader, not a follower.
Absolutely.
We're leaders. I'm a leader. I know he's a leader. Be a leader, you guys, for everybody.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Sometimes it takes a true leader. Many times, especially when you're working, and you know damn well your supervisor only got that job. You know damn well he's not a leader, but he's trying to tell you what to do. Sometimes it takes a strong person to submit and say, "Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it."
Definitely that too. Be humble, man.
Yes.
I think I wrote a quote today. Stay humble through all phases of life, and that's something I wrote for me, you know. And stay humble through the good times and the bad times, you guys. That's what I'm learning to do, man. And it's bringing me peace. I'm telling you guys what's helping me out.
Right.
You know, it's giving me. It may not cure me all the way, but hey, it helps me get through the day.
Right. This is a quote that I want to add to the Be Different motivations that you gave on your YouTube page. It says, "No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else."
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to read that one more time, and then I'm going to apply it.
I said that.
No, I'm saying I'm adding
okay.
to what you're saying.
Okay.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else. Now, this is Roadium Radio. The majority of everything we talk about here is in music. Okay, at least 90% of the time. This is the problem that I have with today's music, that it all sounds the same. How are you going to stand out if you're copying everybody else?
Right.
You're no different.
Right.
Now, here's a Steve Jobs quote that I love. Steve Jobs is the guy that came up with the Apple computer, the iPhone, and all that stuff, okay? When he was barely starting, they told him that IBM was coming out with a computer that was a lot like his. And he said this. He said, "I'm not trying to be better than my competition. I just want to be different."
Yeah.
See, many times the mentality of a lot of people, I'm better than you.
Right.
I don't have to be better than you.
Right.
I don't want to be better. I'm just different.
Right.
And that's what sets us apart.
Yeah.
We're just different.
I agree with that logic. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so you know what?
Ooh,
Think different.
Yeah, man.
Think different. Okay.
We all have flaws. We all fall short, you guys. From the president down to a homeless person, we all F up, you know?
Yeah.
There's always something we can always improve in. It's a part of life, you know?
Yeah. I got one more before we go to break. You said control your emotions. You had a little short video where you talked about control your emotions, and then you hashtag the motivation. What do you mean by that? Control your emotions.
It's controlling your emotions. The reason why I brought that up, because I'm using that because it pertains to myself and my life. And so I'm using, again, my experiences to hopefully help someone out. Controlling emotions, I've struggled with it, with anger, whatever it may be. There's so many types of different emotions, but are we really keeping them in check? Are we really keeping them at least balanced? You know, and when we don't, we tend to make not smart decisions sometimes. So, and I've made not good decisions off of emotions. Now, if I were to at least keep it, I can be mad as heck, but if I were to go take a walk or wherever it may be, you know, the outcome may be a little different. So for anybody that's struggling with any kind of emotions, I just say deal with it, work with it, find different outlets, find different therapies to fight and work on that struggle, you know?
Right.
So that's what it comes. Just work on it. Not only controlling, but it's working on our emotions, you know?
Right.
So.
You know, let me just give one little example. Many times people on social media, they'll get tagged on something, or somebody would diss them, you know, disrespect them on social media, or go on their comments and talk mess and stuff like that. Many people cannot control their emotions because they act on impulse. Oh, this fool's trying to bang on me. All of a sudden the adrenaline's pumping. What's up, fool? Where do you want to meet at? Where are you from? Yeah. You know how you can clear all that up? Block.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
That's it.
Yeah.
But many people act on impulse, and then later on, I should have never have said that. Right. And then now it's a screenshot and somebody posted up.
Right.
You know, many times what I do, honestly, I'll just block it, delete it, whatever. You know, one thing I will never allow anyone to trigger me. Right. I've learned I got to control my emotions. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for sharing that, man. And I hope other people would listen and learn how to control themselves, because many times, like I said, they act on impulse.
It's an interesting topic though, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about, you shared something on an interview a while back on how many times, or at times, let me rephrase that, you either struggled with either anger or depression. And I want to talk a little bit about that, if you can kind of share, you know, and how that, what worked for you to get out of that, if you will. Okay. So, okay, everybody, once again, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Moses Cuevas is in the building, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 252. And I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who liked, comment, subscribed, everybody who's enjoying this interview. I hope you guys are being blessed. If you disliked it, then pues ni modo. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it once again with Moses Cuevas. How you doing, my brother?
Doing pretty good. Chilling, enjoying the beautiful night.
Yeah, man. I like this kind of conversations. I think sometimes people tune in because they think we're just going to talk about music, but I like to talk about everything else too. You know what I'm saying? It's just not necessarily always about music, because there is life outside of music, you know, and I like to have an intelligent conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
It makes you more versatile too.
yeah, you know, and at the same time, people get to see a different side of you, not just necessarily about working out, taking care of yourself, eating right, but, you know, your mind. People get to see that, you know. So now, in the interview, you had shared that I guess there was one point in your life where either you suffered or you were going through depression. Was that for a long time, or was that every so often?
Dang. I would say, I mean, I might even still struggle with to this day, to be honest with you. I mean, every now and then may kick in, but I feel like, dang, I feel I'm not the only one.
Okay.
I can't be. There's guys, you know, we all, but
Right.
every now and then, yeah. I mean, for the most part, I'm good though. I mean,
Right.
I'm blessed, I'm healthy, you know,
Right.
but I feel at times I do struggle.
You know, I'm going to share something with you, Moses, and I'm going to share it with the fans here as well.
And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm being
That's a good thing. And when I share this, I don't want nobody to think that, you know, that I'm better than anyone. No, I just been blessed because I've never struggled, and I don't go through depression. I really, really don't. I think if I did, it must have been maybe when I was my late teens or early 20s. Because I will say that in my late teens and maybe early 20s, I had a lot of anger issues. And I will say this, and I'm sure people have gone through this. Angry, and I couldn't even tell you why.
yeah.
I was just angry, you know. I think I suffered more of that than anything else.
I'm with you on that. I'm more probably on the anger. Anger is probably by far has been one of my biggest downfalls.
Yeah.
Is the anger thing. But depression, to add on to, it's been like, again, it goes back to the word, man, therapy, exercising.
Yeah.
Like that, the depression doesn't even phase or whatever you want to call it, sadness, whatever, you know. But that's where the exercising, the word, the Bible, reading, all that, family, spend time with my kids. You know, I look for different things that give me that peace.
Bro, I'll tell you what, working out, definitely, man. And you know how I see it? I don't see it like a chore or like, oh man, I gotta do it. You know how I see it, believe it or not? It's PE class.
Right.
It's PE class for me. I go in the gym and everybody there knows me. 24-hour fitness right there in Carson.
Yeah.
Everybody there, what's up, big dog? What's up, homie? How you doing, bro? You spot me? Yep. You know, I don't go there to try to like impress everybody, and I'm not one of those yellers, you know, so the girls can look.
Yeah.
You know, I go in there and I just take care of my business, but I do talk to a lot of my homies there, and I look forward to it every single day. That's my routine, and it helps clear everything out of here. And many times, sitting in the sauna, it's therapeutical.
Right.
I sit in there, then come home, eat something, take a shower, and then I do my reading. I do my reading to get everything out, man, because sometimes I will get angry. I'll go from 0 to a penitentiary real fast, you know, and I'm not saying I went to the pen. I never have. But my anger issues can take me there.
Right.
You know, so many times, and here's my simple prayer. Please, God, help me.
Yeah.
Please, God, help me. Please, God, help me.
Amen.
That's usually what my prayer is. And then I just start reading. And before you know it,
That's
wow.
dope. See, you found what helps you though, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because a lot of people don't, or it's too late.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No,
But I'm glad you're able to see. We all gotta find what brings us that peace. You know what I might do might not help you. What Tony does. So you guys gotta find it, and it could be anything. It could be painting. It can be going on a hike. Find what helps you guys out. You know.
right. You know, I had a talk with a good friend of mine, maybe about a year ago, and he was about to go do a crime. Mm-hmm. And we sat down and we talked a little bit. And I just said, look, man, why don't we do this, bro? And I really don't do this a lot with a lot of people because I'm rarely ever given the opportunity. Give me your hand. I grabbed his hand. I said, if you want to go do this afterwards, then go for it. But at least I know I have my peace with you. And I went ahead and I prayed with them. To the best of my ability, you know, that God will give this guy the strength, you know what I'm saying, that he can cope with this trial, you know, that he can have peace in the midst of this. Because he was about to go act out on impulse. Yeah. He was about to go act out his emotions, about to give into his anger. And nothing ever comes out good.
No.
Nothing. So I was trying to help this brother. And after that, he cried a little bit and said, I'm just going to go home.
I respect, though. You probably saved that man's life. I don't know where he's at today, but or at least for that time being. You know, so respect, man.
You know,
what's up.
I could keep talking, but I don't want to.
There's a reason why we're talking about.
Yeah, but somebody will leave a comment. Stop talking, Tony. You always make this about you.
No, I love it, man. Yeah.
Do you guys ever go to Joe Rogan's page and tell him that? Anyways, let's keep going. Anyways, anything you want to ask?
Thank you, because I'm listening, man, and man, it's beautiful, man. You know.
Anything you want to ask me?
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What are you?
Okay. Before I answer that, I want to say I was 16 years old when my brother asked me, because he saw me hanging out with my homies, drinking 40s, and they were doing their thing. There was a bunch of us. And he walks up to me and he tells me, what do you see yourself 5 years from now? And I answered him smartly. I was being a smart aleck. Yeah. Don't worry about me. These are my homies. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's in mi barrio. I'll die for my hood. How many people have said that and really went through it and died for a street that never cared for them? Right. Okay. And guess what?
Because we don't own them blocks. I mean, our families you might own a house or two, but do we really own what we're claiming? Like, and then we die and we gotta go sell it with the enemy. I mean, they're enemies, but they're like, I don't understand it sometimes. But hey, it's the way it is, you know.
Yeah. So 5 years pass, and my brother calls me. Come here, Tone. What's up, man? Remember what I asked you 5 years ago? And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was still there. I was still there in the same corner, 21 years old. But you know what? It was almost like a miracle was around the corner for me, man, because lives changed when I got this right. Okay? So now you tell me I'm 54 now, I'll be 64 when 10 years from now. When I turned 50, I told my son this, that these 10 years are the most important years of my life. I say, because when I turn 60, I don't know if I'll be able to do what I'm doing now, mijo. So you're going to have to help me because I have more years behind me than in front of me. So for these next 10 years, whatever I'm working for is to leave you guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm preparing to leave whatever I have for them. And so that way I can, you know, rest in peace. But let me ask you a question. If you can have a quote, any type of quote on your headstone one day, when you die of old age, okay, what do you want your gravestone, your headstone to say?
It would honestly have to be just like, keep God first. You know, I mean, you guys can get on. I don't care, but I'm going to say my beliefs. And I just feel like without God, I wouldn't even be here, man. Yeah. And that is just my personal beliefs. I've been through a lot of things, you guys. And there's times when I didn't have nobody. I didn't have my kids. I didn't have my homeboys. I didn't have my family. Nobody. But there was somebody there, you know, and I felt that love. So, you know, it can always be worse also. You know, I always remind myself that always the people that I know and the people that know me, they know I always be saying that it can always be worse. You know, we sit here and we complain about simple, petty stuff, you know, when, for example, look at Ukraine. Look what they're going through. You know, you know, we got clothes. If you got a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and you sleeping, I mean, shoot, I mean, again, it can always be worse. That's all.
Yeah. So you would put God first, if I'm correct. Yeah. For me, I've been saying this for years. Here lies a God-fearing man.
Yes, sir.
Because one thing I will say this, that if it wasn't for him, I would have been dead a long time ago.
See?
Because many of us have done things that we should have been taken out a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not even trying to say by far, man, I was out there, you know,
Right.
I was, no, but
Same here. I'm not trying to brag either. You know, I've been there and done it though. You know, I mean, I've done my thing.
Right.
I'm still here for a reason. You know, thank God. And you know, but my message is different now. I'm on some positive, you know, and inspiring and the youth, especially, you know, the next generations, because they're the next ones coming up, whether we like it or we don't. You know, and the culture, the trends are changing. But hey, I mean, they are our future, you know. So I'm trying to plant seeds too, you know, and also leave something behind for my kids. Also, that's the goal, you know.
You know, and I'm glad that you brought up you want to plant seeds, because if you plant a good seed in a child, it's going to grow. If you plant a negative seed in a child, it's going to grow.
Damn, that's facts.
Okay, so we cannot blame society or the white man for the way our children are grown. It's up to us.
I agree.
If we plant negative seed in them, they're going to grow. And then you know what we're going to say? Well, look, man, it's because he's Mexican.
All right.
They don't want to give him an opportunity.
All right. We're trying to break cycles, right? Or curses or this and that, you know.
Exactly, man. And I'm glad you're pushing that positivity, because let me tell you something. If we keep feeding our children and the next generation the same old stuff, all we're doing is just repeating the same cycle. And it will never, ever change.
Right.
You know, it begins, I'm not even going to say with us. It begins with me. Mm-hmm. And everybody ought to be able to say,
leading by example.
Yes, it begins with me. So, you know, we can't blame anybody else but ourselves. And in that meeting that we had yesterday, once again with Gil, the American Cholo podcast, it was all positive. It was all positive. It was about one thing that I spoke about is respecting one another. If we're ever going to come together as a people, as one raza, and move forward, first we have to respect each other, because many people, you know, I can look at you, me not know you. I can walk up to you and shake your hand. Or I can look at you and say, where's this fool from? And we need to break that.
Right.
We need to break that and come together as one but it starts with respect.
Yeah, I agree. To add on to that, I think this is a topic that needs to be talked about a little bit, as far as like within our own people, Raza, whether it's in the industry, whether it's acting, rapping. You know, I'm not really knowing that you be speaking on it, but I'm gonna speak my mind. I just feel like there's a little bit of hate, there's a little bit of jealousy. Like, let's keep it 1,000 within our own people. I know we pushing that unity, of course. I'm for that, you know. But, and I'm gonna say this to the people that are, because there's levels to this, you know. But the people at the higher top, you know, where's the alley-oops at? You know, I'm not asking for anything. I don't need anything. I'm good where I'm at. But I'm saying for the people that really do want and need it, man, where's the opportunities at? You know, where's the real love at? And as far as like talking about each other and this and that, to me, that's some high-enough stuff. Like, that's some girl stuff, man. Like, if you got an issue with somebody, address it, you know, in person, you know, and be men about it. And if you want, you know, do this and that, and, you know, do you. But I'm going this way, though, you know, and why add on to all the negative, the death? It's all self-destruct, poisonous way of thinking, you know. I'm trying to do something different. That's all I'm saying, you know. Let's move a little differently, man. Which I think we're on the right track, you know.
Yeah.
We're making some progress.
Yes.
I feel, you know, but let's keep working. Let's keep making progress. Let's keep moving forward and support each other by all means. Right. And again, if there's any issues, man, talk. You know, address it with that person. You know, I don't know. I don't do all the typing on the keyboard. I don't do all that. You know, I was taught a little differently. You know, and yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on that, man. Why keep adding on to the bullshit? You know? Yeah.
You know, I wanted to ask you something, because I know you had mentioned that you had read the Bible when you were in jail, and even out here.
But I've had a relationship with God since I was a child. Good. So I didn't. When I was in prison, don't think that I ran to the Lord. No, I've had a relationship with God since I was a kid. Right. And I still make, you know, so I want that to be clear, you know. I always will until I die.
Right.
So.
Well, you recognize where your strength comes from.
Yes, sir. Okay. And that's from Rosemary, rest in peace. that she was like my mom. So I love you.
Yeah. You know, there were two things that challenged me in the Bible when I first read it, and I'll be honest with you, they were very hard. One of them I read here before, or I shared it here before when it said, love your enemies. And I remember when I first read that, I closed the Bible, and I shared it with the person who gave me that Bible. And he said, why did you have a problem with that? And I just said, because I can't do it. There's some people that I don't want living. And he said this, read that scripture again to me. And I said, love your enemies. And he said, only God can give you that love for that person. But you have to lean on him for that. So I understood that because it was broken down to me. And then the other one that I had a problem with.
Do you love your enemies?
Yes, I have to.
Do.
I have to.
So do I.
Honestly, I have to.
It's hard, but it's possible.
And I'm going to tell you another one that I had a problem with, but before I get to my other one, when it says we have to forgive.
Now that was a hard one for me.
Some people I don't want to.
Yeah, I feel
but
you on that.
If we continue to finish reading, you know what it says? Forgive so that you may be forgiven.
Amen. Yep.
So how are you forgiven? You have to forgive. And when you forgive, don't hold anybody on parole or probation. Just forgive them and that's it.
And I was also told or taught, I believe, about forgiveness is when you forgive somebody, it's not for them. It's for yourself.
For yourself.
To come with peace within yourself,
Yes.
you know.
Here's another one. Turn the other cheek. I always thought it meant
pride.
You get socked up and you just, no, I'm not going to hit back. Okay, let me tell you something. It's far from that because the scriptures do actually allow us, tell us to defend ourselves, protect ourselves, okay? But what that means is that to avoid the issue, avoid the problems. If you can walk away from it, walk away. Right. That's why, you know, when somebody comes and answers negative on whatever, because today we have more keyboard warriors than we have them on the streets, you know, I just block them. I avoid it and I just turn the other cheek and walk away because if not, it's not going to lead to nothing good.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
And who are they to even be saying anything in the first place? You know
and on a fake page.
I don't get that, but all right, yeah, that's 9 times out of 10, right? Shoot,
right?
Or a freaking
private page.
That's crazy, man.
Anyways,
shout out to the haters, though.
Yeah, exactly. We all working for Lucifer. Anyways, Big Dog, anything that I didn't ask you, man, anything you want to promote, anything you want to push, anything else you want to ask me, anything else you want to say, what can people, now, you know what, but let me ask you this, personal trainer, are you available for people to say, hey, man, I want you to train me, give me some tips, you know, do you charge them? How does that work?
Yeah, I am a person, I do offer personal training, in person and also virtual. I do charge, but you know, you can DM me or email me and I'll give you the full details on that. I do monthly, weekly, daily. I provide meal plans, etc. And you'll also be in touch with me. So I do offer personal training though. Okay. And it doesn't matter where you're at, any state, anywhere, you know. So just tap in, email me, cuevasmoses1994@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. There's a lot of you guys, so if I don't answer, bug me. I don't mind you guys bugging me or blowing me up. It's okay, especially if it's an emergency.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, man, like I said, we can talk about. We got a couple more minutes.
Also, so where do you see yourself going with the show?
One thing that I want to do when I hit probably 60. I don't see myself podcasting until I'm 60. I'm not going to do that. Right. I probably give myself. Okay. I keep going on rabbit trails because so much pops into my mind.
Yeah, you're doing great. Because I like your philosophy on life.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
And I think that's why we have a lot to say to each other, and we're only for a certain amount of time. But
I knew that I was only going to be here as far as podcasting just for a little while. There's been plenty of times that I've said I'm just going to do episode 200. It's a wrap. Right. I've thought that.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? I look at emails and I think about the people that I haven't interviewed. I haven't given a voice. Let me hang around just a little bit longer. Maybe I can make a difference by giving people a platform to voice their story, voice their opinions, voice their whatever. But I would probably say I probably will stop doing this eventually. Okay, I'm not going to say how soon. I want to continue to do filming. I love filming. One day I want to put together a book. I actually want to do a couple of books. I want to do a couple of movies. And then when I walk away from all of this, it's because I've already set enough money aside that I can live off of and get a part-time job.
Okay.
You know where I want to work at? Hopefully they hire me at a museum or a library.
Oh, library can't be dope.
You know why? Because I want to be where the next generation is going to be at so that I could point them to the right books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty cool.
You know, so
You are the wizard, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say I feel you're a legend, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
From in our culture.
Thank you, man.
Especially in the music, you know. I don't know too. I've done my little research and homework on you and your history, especially with music, you know. But I feel, man, you're one of the OGs in the game. So,
well,
thank you for giving us opportunities and putting I see the younger artists you're putting on. You know, that's what I do. I'm on the same page, putting people on. You know, the unheard, the voiceless. You know, and shit. Why not all of us win? You know.
You know, one thing about me that I've learned the true meaning of, it is better to give than to receive.
Facts.
It truly, there is a blessing in blessing someone else and never expecting anything in return. I will never tell somebody, man, I did that for that guy. Man, I did that for that guy. That means I did it with the intentions of that he would give me back something.
Right. Yeah.
You know, remember this, that one day, if I have done anything good here on earth, then I'll let God reward me.
Yeah.
Right. That's the reward that's going to last.
Really matters, right?
That's the only one that's going to last. Yeah. I mean, here somebody can give me a 40 ounce or $20 and it's only going to last me.
Right.
So, but other than that, man,
I wanted to, if you don't mind, I want to give a shout out to my kids, all my kids. I want to say I love you guys always and forever. I want to give a shout out to all my people, both family, friends, homies, everybody that mess with me. You know, thank you for all the love and support. I got many things coming. You know, it's a journey, so bear along with me with my progress through the ups and downs. And I just want to say it's all love, man, and keep fighting no matter what, you guys, and keep elevating, keep making progress. Learn as much as you can. Learn every day. There's something always to learn.
Absolutely.
So,
you know what, Moses? I didn't finish high school, but I'm going to say this, and I hope I encourage people when I say this. I never knew if I could be smart in school because I never applied myself. But now when I read, I love reading, man. And I know history very, very well. Yeah. You know, so I know that I could have been very smart in school, but I never applied myself. So I encourage people, apply yourself, educate yourself, feed your mind.
Definitely.
It will change you.
Yes, I agree.
You know, it will change you. People always like, well, you know what? Just the way my dad was, the way my abuelito was. But it's time to break that.
Yeah.
You know, and not only do it for yourself, but also do it for the next generation, for your child. You know.
And they see that, man. They be watching us. Our kids be watching us every they may
we
be
think
playing.
they don't listen. You know. Right. But they hear everything.
Yeah. So lead by example.
Okay.
Oh, I have one more, if you don't mind.
Keep going.
My clothing brand, you guys. It's Eternal Legacy. I've had it for a while. It's on my YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody that's purchased it so far. But go to my YouTube channel, Eternal Legacy. All my social media platforms, Cuevas, Moses Cuevas. You guys can find me. I do fitness and motivational stuff, inspiring. And I also show you a glimpse of my life, both the good and bad times. So tap in, you guys. All love. And I want to thank Tony for having me, and hopefully we get more in the future.
Yes, man. You know what? Last question. If they could write a book about your life right now, what would it be called?
I don't know why. Just the Book of Moses. I don't know why.
Hey, that's nice.
The Book of Moses.
That's right. That's nice. For me, it would probably be this. God is the God of second, third, fourth chances, etc.
Right.
Because many times we
God
think
is the God of chances or something like that.
Because if we mess up, we just think we ruined it.
Right.
No, encourage yourself. And my last message to everyone, when you find yourself down and out, regardless of what situation, whether you're homeless, whether you're on the street, whether you're starving, struggling, or incarcerated, or in the hospital, many times you're going to be there by yourself. Yes. You have to find a way to encourage yourself. Don't ever give up, man.
Dude, that is so important, I feel, because you know, I've struggled with that, with self-doubt. I think a lot of us do. And what he's saying is so key and powerful, because at one point in time, I came to an ultimatum when I lost my dad last year. Last time I was on here, I was talking about it. I went to a really dark place, and the only person that can get me out of there is ourselves. So, like he's saying, I had to encourage myself and have courage to make a change, or at least to fight another day, or at least, you know, look in the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful. Look in the mirror, tell yourself you're great, because you are, man. You just gotta believe in it. It's all perception too, you know. So, yeah, thank you, man.
All good, my brother. Other than that, Moses Cuevas, is always a pleasure. I appreciate you being here. Once again, follow him on Instagram. Follow him on, subscribe to his YouTube, and purchase one of his shirts. Or if you don't like it, purchase it for your neighbor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's support each other, because if we don't support each other, who will? Other than that, let me give my shout outs. My boy Alex Cervantes Enterprise, the guy that could take apart a lawnmower and put it back together. And I want to give a shout out to my son B Scallons for helping me promote this. Norbert, who's new to the team. Much love, Norbert. And once again to the Hip Hop Jedi.
Shout out to Matthew too for pulling up.
Matthew, Netanyahu, and Hebrew. So other than that, Moses. I'm talking to Moses, you guys.
Yeah.
Moses, part the Red Sea for us and dismiss us.
We gone.
We out of here.